Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine it is early in the morning. The house is still completely quiet. Your stomach is empty. Nothing from the night before, nothing from this morning. And right now, you decide to move. Maybe it is just a short walk or a light jog in the fresh air. While the world around you is still asleep, something amazing is happening deep inside you. In your cells, in your blood, in your fat tissue. Something wakes up with you. It is not a loud alarm, but rather a gentle, intelligent signal traveling through your body. It whispers, "Let's begin. Let's look for fuel." You see, your body is not a simple machine that stubbornly burns whatever you last ate. It is far more elegant. It is a highly complex energy management system that always knows exactly where to draw its power from. When you understand what truly happens in this moment of emptiness, you will never look at your morning run the same way again. 2. To understand why this moment in the morning is so special, we need to look at how your body manages energy. Imagine your system like your finances. First, there is the cash in your wallet. That is the glucose in your blood. It is immediately available, but the amount is limited. When you eat a meal, that wallet fills up. The hormone insulin then steps in like a security service. It ensures that the cash quickly goes where it is needed, into your cells. If there is a surplus, the money moves into your checking account. That is glycogen, which is stored in your liver and your muscles. It is safe, but you have to go to the bank to withdraw it first. And finally, there is the vault in the basement, locked deep away. That is your body fat. These are the savings for hard times, extremely energy rich. But in everyday life, the body hardly touches them. So why is training in the morning so crucial? While you were sleeping, your brain and organs used up the cash and almost emptied the checking account. When you wake up now, the wallet is empty. Your insulin level is lower than at any other time of the day. Since the security service is off duty and the accounts are nearly empty, something fascinating happens. Your body stands in front of the vault. It has no other choice. It pulls out the key, opens the heavy doors, and begins using the deep reserves, your stored fat, as the primary source of energy. The vault is finally open for business. 3. As soon as you take the first steps, a fascinating choreography begins inside your body in 3 acts. The first act, the search. In the first 10 minutes, you may still feel a bit sluggish. Your head may feel slightly foggy, as if the connection between thinking and acting is not fully established yet. That is completely normal. It is not a sign of weakness, but a moment of calibration. Your brain scans the system. No sugar in the blood, no supply from the stomach. It is the brief phase of uncertainty before the body flips the big switch. The second act, the breakthrough. Between the 10th and 20th minute, the magic happens. The signals to your fat cells become louder. A process we call lipolysis begins to run at full speed. Imagine it like a tidal wave. Fatty acids flood into your bloodstream and reach your muscles. Your cells get used to not just storing fat, but efficiently burning it as pure energy. The fog begins to clear. The third act, the state of clarity. After the 20th minute, you reach a completely new level. Your body now begins producing ketones, a kind of premium fuel for your brain. Suddenly, the morning fatigue gives way to razor-sharp concentration. You feel awake, focused, and internally calm. At the same time, your system releases the growth hormone, HGH. This hormone is like an invisible shield. It gives the body the command to release fat aggressively for burning, while strictly protecting your valuable muscle mass. You are not suffering. You are adapting. You are now in a state where your body learns to draw pure vitality from its own deep reserves. 4. Perhaps you have heard that training on an empty stomach can burn up to 20% more fat. That sounds like a quick win, right? But this is where things become complicated and at the same time fascinating. Studies show something surprising. When researchers look at the bigger picture, groups that train in a fasted state often do not lose significantly more weight over weeks than those who start after breakfast. Why is that? The answer lies in metabolic compensation. Our body is a master of balancing the books. If you burn a lot of fat intensely in the morning, the system often shifts down a gear for the rest of the day and instead uses more carbohydrates. It tries to maintain balance. But do not let that fool you, because the true value of fasted training cannot be measured in calories. It is about something much deeper: cellular adaptation. When you train without easily available energy, you expose your cells to a gentle, positive stress. In response, your body begins to rewrite its genetic software. Certain genes responsible for fat metabolism become more active. You train your mitochondria, the power plants of your cells, to handle fat more efficiently. In other words, you are not just making your body temporarily emptier, but smarter in the long run. You transform into a fat-burning machine that learns to draw energy from its own reserves instead of constantly demanding the next snack. It is training for your metabolic freedom. 5. But the magic of fasted training goes far beyond fat burning. While you are moving, a kind of spring cleaning takes place inside your body on a microscopic level. Researchers call this process autophagy. Imagine your cells using the absence of new food to recycle old, damaged proteins and faulty cellular components. It is as if a factory uses the night shift to maintain the machines and dispose of waste so that everything runs smoothly again the next day. This cellular self-cleaning is one of the most powerful mechanisms for your longevity and the health of your brain. At the same time, you bring your hormonal balance back into order. By training in a fasted state, your body becomes extremely sensitive again to the hormone insulin. In a world where we are constantly eating, our cells often become deaf to insulin, which can lead to exhaustion and chronic diseases. But here, your cells relearn how to handle energy efficiently, a protective shield against type 2 diabetes and inflammation. And what about the stress hormone cortisol? Many people fear it, but in this context, it is your ally. A moderate rise in the morning is not a sign of harmful stress, but a precise wake-up signal. Cortisol helps mobilize energy from your stores. It is the biochemical ignition that keeps your engine running while your body renews itself from the inside. 6. Despite all these fascinating benefits, it is important to listen to the voice of your own body. Fasted training is not a rigid law, but a tool. For an easy walk, a relaxed bike ride, or gentle yoga, an empty stomach is ideal. But be careful with peak performance. If you plan to lift heavy weights or do high-intensity interval training, your engine needs quick fuel in the form of carbohydrates. Without them, you risk dizziness or muscle breakdown. And that is the opposite of what we want to achieve. Special caution is required if you have diabetes, are pregnant, or have a history of eating disorders. In these cases, a conversation with your doctor is essential. Your body wants to work with you, not against you. If you feel shaky or unwell, pause and eat something. That is not failure, but mindfulness. In the end, what matters is not maximum intensity on a single day, but consistency over months and years. It is the small decision to perhaps wake up 20 minutes earlier tomorrow morning and move your body before the rest of the world and your breakfast is waiting. What surprised you the most today? Was it the idea of the inner vault or the cellular cleansing? Write it in the comments. I am curious about your experiences. Stay curious, keep moving, and trust the intelligence that already exists within you.